it's Sam from Mind's Eye Mastering.
Whoa, sorry about that. Don't know what happened there, but welcome to the video. Today we are going to be talking about XLR cables. So I got some new cables for my analog chain and it made me sort of wonder, do they even really matter? Why am I spending money on this when I've got perfectly good ones, you know, already connecting everything? And I think this is an important concept for whatever level of audio engineering you're in, because cables are really what make everything happen. You know, it's the connection between microphone and preamp and patch bay and console, whatever. But today we'll be looking at it from a mastering standpoint. So let's get into the test that I did, because I got some interesting opinions and really interesting results. So basically what I did was, to start, I made a master with all of my analog gear in my chain, which basically is the following. I've got a T-Garden Audio Magic Pre, which is a custom unit I had built by the lovely folks there to work as sort of a line level gain stager that I can switch the transformer out for different color options. And then I hit my Vertigo Sound VSC3 compressor, and then my Manly Massive Passive for EQ, and then my Better Maker mastering limiter for loudness limiting and some harmonic color as well. And that came in and out through my Lynx Hilo ADDA converter and into Pro Tools and out of Pro Tools. So basically, I did that master first with the current cables that I had at the time, and then I swapped all the cables out and I did the exact same master. Didn't change any settings on any of the analog gear. Basically just what should be two identical masters, with the only difference being the cables connecting the analog processors that were used in the entirety of the chain. So in order to test this and get a really good idea of what a potential difference is, other than my own opinion on it, which I'll get into after everyone else has shared theirs, is I decided to share this with some of my friends at different sort of levels or roles within audio engineering and music. So at the first level of sort of like a consumer music enjoyer, we've got my girlfriend Isabelle kind of giving her opinion, and then moving on, we'll have Bishop Burrell of Shtick Music Group, who is not only the artist behind the track, but also the mixer producer of it. And then we've got my friend Brad Tuller of Checkpoint Mastering, and then my mentor, Sam Moses of Moses Mastering. So kind of two different levels of mastering experience there as well. So we've kind of got a nice sort of, you know, array of people to give feedback. But basically all I told them was, okay, here's Master A, here's Master B. And for Bishop and Brad and Sam, I also sent them all the mix in case they wanted to compare it against that as well. But all I told them was, here are these two masters, listen to them, let me know what you think and if you hear any differences. And that was it. So before we get into everyone's opinions on that, I'd like you all to listen to them first so that you can form your own opinion. And, you know, keep that in mind as you go through everything else. I don't really want you to be influenced by everyone else before getting into the actual results and the reveal of what the cables were and what actually happened. So without further ado, I will A/B between Master A and Master B. So, you know, make sure you're listening on really good headphones, monitors in a treated room, whatever you need that you really trust, so that you can really dial in and listen to these as critically as possible.
leave my old ways behind. I can't help but to think about the times I've tried. I wear much stronger now, with nothing to hide. Love is devotion, it's real, flowing like the ocean, so deep I feel. Love is devotion, time revealed, giving it everything I got, so you get the best of me. I searched deep within and found a reason to change. Love opened my eyes and gave my life a new frame. Like the sun in July or the breeze in the fall. Your devotion to love healed my heart through it all.
Well, now that you've listened, first of all, if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel, do all the fun things like that, like whatever, comment. Let's now get into everyone's opinion on the difference, if any, between Master A and Master B.
Hi, I'm Isabelle. I'm Sam's girlfriend. I don't know much about music. I like to sing and I like listening to music, but I definitely am not, I don't have an ear for it really. So I definitely heard a difference. Master A sounded more tinny. Master B kind of flowed more. It didn't sound as tinny. Master B also, there was one part with the guitar that sounded way better than Master A. Same with like the bass. I could hear the bass a lot better in Master B, and it sounded way better with the song, and the background vocals I feel like came out more and sounded a lot better in Master B versus A. Master A was kind of just, I feel like it was focused more on the main vocals and less on the background instruments and background vocals. So I think it all meshed together better in Master B and sounded less tinny.
Hey, this is your friendly neighborhood announcer Stick of Stick Music Group, and the song you've been listening to is Love is Devotion, featuring Mobe, mastered by Sam Chassie at Mind's Eye Mastering. And Sam sent me a couple of versions to see if I could hear any differences in the two. And as I listened to them over the last couple of days, I didn't really hear any glaring differences. He had them level matched really good. So, you know, any volume changes or anything like that wouldn't trick my ears or anything. So, but the only difference that I could hear to my ears was that Master A seemed a little bit brighter, just subtly brighter, to where it gave the vocals and guitars and hi-hats and all those high-end type of things a little more definition and clarity, but they still sitting pretty good in the mix. And as opposed to Master B, which Master B is pretty balanced too. I would, if Master B, I would say is a little more pleasant to the ear to listen to because it's not as bright, but that's not to say that Master A is harsh. It's just a noticeable difference to me that it's a tad bit brighter. The chorus is really pop on Master A, I'll say that. And guitar licks in the end of the song come out a little bit more as opposed to Master B. So now how he achieved that, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I leave that to him. If you got any music that you need mastering, make sure you holler at Sam. He gonna get you right. And check out the song on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to music. And let's continue with the video. Boo!
Hello, Brad Tuller from Checkpoint Mastering here. I'm just going to talk about the two masters that Sam from Mind's Eye Mastering had sent me to listen to. And before we start, I have to say, I was suspicious if these were in fact two different files. I didn't cheat with a null test. I didn't do anything like that. I wanted to give it a fair listen. So what I noticed is Master A has a little bit more presence. And to me, it sounds like that in the form of mid-range and some sort of slight hype that is happening in the mid-range as well. It could be a combination of a few things, but it is so subtle compared to Master B. Master B has what I would say more of a natural sound. The processing sounds almost identical on the two tracks, but the presence and the way that the sound is being presented feels different by maybe 5%. There's something very, very slight going on, which is why I'm suspicious. But there is definitely a difference in the presence between Master A and B, specifically in the mid-range. That is what I noticed more than anything.
Hi, peace. It's me, Sam Moses. Okay, I listened to Master A and B and I wrote some notes, so I wanted to gather my thoughts. There is definitely a difference in the two files. Now, whatever is happening, I don't know, but I have some theories, and to me it has mainly to do, if I had to guess, with what I'm hearing different is there is a top-end difference happening. And I have some notes, so I'm going to read them. Master A to me sounds like a brighter top end and has like a bit more zing at like 10 to 15k and above. I can really hear it in the BGBs and the hi-hats and snare snap. It has a little more like upper mid presence to me, making it feel a hair more forward, and then it just feels like it's slightly leaner in the low mids is what I was hearing. And I'll go into why this may be happening. Master B to me felt like a little smoother, rounder top end and like a little fuller, which the rounder top end might be causing the feeling of a fuller low mid, like I was just felt like 100 to 300 hertz or something. And to me, this all points to something. So something is different about these two files. Like, I will die on that hill. Like, there is something different happening behind the scenes of why they're different. And I wrote down my potential reasons of why. There could be a limiter render variation, meaning that limiters will recalculate their look ahead during export. So a bounce could be micro differences. Both the mixes were in 32-bit float, which can cause differences. There could be oversampling mismatch. This could be in the plugins. This could be in the export. One could be 4x, one could be 8x, which causes the kind of top end to me discrepancies that I notice. There could be dither or noise shaping differences happening. I know when I flip through those, when I'm mastering something, I notice these sorts of changes. There could be a bounce path, meaning one was 48 and downsampled or upsampled, or maybe it's an SRC happening in RX, different versions printed out. Could be plugin rounding, 32-bit to 64-bit, internally, externally, or just simply one is being pushed. It could be as simple as one is technically louder in theory, so that is then impacting everything I'm saying, but the two files are sonically not the same. Now, with saying that, both are great, so there's no concerns like if both of these, I know it's not about is it good or not, but both these sound fine, and the consumer I don't think would care. I do not prefer one or over the other. But there are definitely differences to me, and if I had to guess, it's probably a oversample, a bitrate thing, a dither thing, a look ahead thing, or the simplest answer is there is a slight gain discrepancy that is impacting the chain. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Hopefully something's like that. Hopefully they are different. My ears say they're different, and that's what I noticed. So, bye!
So now that you've formulated your own opinion and you've heard everyone else's, what actually did we listen to? So Master A was done with Mogami Gold XLR cables, which I previously had connecting all of my analog gear daisy chained and to the Lynx Hilo. and I swapped it out for Grimm TPR cables. So Grimm is something that Sam Moses had put me onto. Initially, I had them for my monitors here, and I was really impressed by how low noise they were, because these monitors are sort of naturally a little buzzy. And the Grimms were able to bring that down even more. So I was super curious as to what they would do for the rest of my analog chain. And, you know, they also sort of tout themselves as being quite neutral, which I think that is really the biggest thing that I noticed, was that Master B, the Grimms were a much more sort of neutral sound compared to the Megamis, which, you know, as everyone that shared their thoughts earlier sort of got at, Master A had a lot more of that bright, tinny, present, whatever. Not necessarily a bad thing, although perhaps for Isabelle, the tinny definitely had a negative sort of connotation to it, which is super interesting that even at the consumer level, you know, these subtle differences are actually perhaps more noticeable than you think. But yeah, the Megamis have that sort of high-end presence, and Sam made some really interesting graphs, which I'll show right now, but showing the frequency response of the two masters, and you can really see, especially in the high end, how sort of uneven and varied the Megamis are compared to the relative flatness of the Grimms, which is super interesting to me. And something that I'm really happy with that I made the switch, because I feel like I am having that more uncolored sound in what I am hearing through my gear allows me to make more confident and accurately based decisions when I'm mastering. And Brad also did a null test, which we'll take a listen to as well, so you can kind of hear the difference between the two masters. Brad did an amazing job getting these all completely, you know, gain matched and lined up down to the sample. So let's take a listen now to hear that difference between the two as well.
Hear my heart through it all. Love,
All right, so yeah, I would love to hear everyone else's opinion on this. You know, I think it's a super interesting thing because the Grimm cables are actually quite a bit cheaper than the Megamis, which is also another interesting thing to consider. I mean, especially on the recording side of things, you know, having that lower noise and more uncolored sound could be a really helpful thing in any sort of recording or studio application as well. So it's something I've thought about, because you know, when I was first getting started and I was more focused on recording, I would just go to Guitar Center and, oh man, well, the Megamis are the most expensive cable there, so they have to be the best. And I would, you know, spend perhaps a little bit too much on getting Megamis for everything, because I thought that's what I had to do to get the best sound. But, you know, I think that's a lot more open to interpretation if you're willing to take the time and listen and do the testing. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. If you aren't already, please subscribe. And if you're interested in getting in touch with me, whether it's about something in this video, or you'd like to have me master your music, or just want to connect over anything music related, you can hit me up in the contact information in the description down below. And please reach out to Sam or Bishop or Brad if you're interested in any of their music services. They're all incredible people, and I want to say a big thank you to all of them for participating in this. I'm sure it's probably not going to be the last time you see any of them on this channel. So thank you all for watching.